devil ray, spotted skate, big-nosed shark, copper shark, Galapagos shark, sandbar shark, night shark, sand tiger shark, great white shark, hammerhead shark, spur dogfish, Cuban dogfish, big-eye thresher, mako.
Billions of people rely on fish for protein in their daily diets. Fishing has been one of the largest industries, providing jobs for people worldwide. However, overfishing has become an increasing problem. Overfishing occurs when more fish are caught that can be replaced naturally. 85% of the world's fisheries are producing at unsustainable levels past their appropriate limits. As a result of this overfishing, there has been a serious decline in certain populations like tuna and swordfish. Other damaging results from overfishing include social and economic problems revolving around where the fisheries are. However, one of the biggest consequences is the increasing rate of bycatch worldwide. Bycatch is defined as all of the animals who are not intended to be captured while fishing and are returned to the sea alive or dead. These animals include hundreds of species of fish, dolphins, sea turtles, birds, and various crustaceans. Regulations require fishermen to discard these animals for legal and economic purposes. In the United States, an organization that enforces these regulations is the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration's National Marine Fisheries Service, or the NMFS. The NMFS hopes to reduce unnecessary waste and environmental damage by taking inventory of fisheries across the country. In particular, they measure bycatch ratio, which is calculated by dividing the weight of the bycatch by the weight of the overall catch. But interestingly enough, the national bycatch estimate was calculated for only fish species and does not include marine mammals, seabirds, or sea turtles.
Spotted dolphin, spinner dolphin, bottlenose dolphin, goose-beaked whale.
Those 95 animals listed are just some of the common creatures who die as a result of bycatch.
Bycatch, and overfishing in general, is a serious threat to marine ecosystems because it reduces overall biodiversity, especially when it affects endangered species. Population size and age distribution, genetic diversity, and reproductive captivity are all reduced as a result of bycatch. For example, New England cod are at their lowest population levels ever. Halibut and haddock from the same region are commercially extinct. Approximately 40% of all animals caught in fisheries are discarded as trash. The marine mammals, sea turtles, seabirds, and all other species that are caught and discarded are usually dead. For those animals that are caught and released injured but still alive, their fate after being released is unknown.
Modern-day commercial fishing technologies make the ocean seem like a pond for the commercial fishing boats. Using advanced radar systems, ships are able to pinpoint the exact location of schools of fish, shrimp, or any other target sea animal. Once located, these ships use a variety of nets to take in as many target fish and whatever else gets in the way as possible. These nets are anything but small. Long-line nets consist of a single line stretching up to 75 miles long. The line is covered with hundreds of thousands of tiny hooks that once cast in the water have no control over what fish bite them. Over 145 species are caught as bycatch in the longline process, resulting in the death of 4.5 million animals annually. This bycatch includes about 3.3 million sharks, 1 million marlin, 60,000 sea turtles, and 20,000 dolphins and whales. But sea animals aren't the only victims. Albatross, a seagull-like bird that dives into the water to catch fish for food, are caught on the hooks as well. Around 75,000 albatross are killed by longline fishing every year. Purse seine nets are extremely large, circular nets that are placed around a school of fish. Once surrounded, ropes are pulled that seal the bottom of the net, similar to the drawstrings on a purse. These nets are primarily used for catching tuna, but are under scrutiny because they so often come up with dolphins wrapped up among the tuna. This happens because dolphins are the natural predators of tuna, so fishing boats follow these dolphins to find the schools and drop the net around them once they are found, with no care as to whether or not the dolphins are caught inside. Unlike longline nets, fish caught in purse seines are alive when they are brought on board ships and are slaughtered on deck. Finally, bottom trawler nets and gill nets are weighted at the bottom and kept afloat at the top, forming either a wall or a funnel that is dragged along the bottom of the ocean, sweeping up whatever crabs, plants, sharks, rays, and other sea life might find itself in the net's path. The target catch of these nets is shrimp, but just like others, these nets snag and kill millions of sea animals without skipping a beat. fish caught in these nets find themselves unable to move, and most are killed either by drowning or by decompression, which forces their stomachs out of their mouths. While this may be the easiest and most efficient way to catch fish, fishing nets are also the most efficient way of killing millions of other species of marine life.
Hundreds of thousands of dolphins and porpoises die each year from bycatch. Researchers came up with a new technique using a device called a pinger. The pinger would warn the untargeted animals to get away by making a loud noise before the fishing net came. When tested in Maine in 1994, it lowered bycatch rates by 92%. This did not have an effect on the amount of targeted fish that were caught. That remained the same. This method was also tested in California with drift gill nets, which are vertically hanging nets in the water. When tested, bycatch levels of short-beaked dolphins lowered by 85%. This technique was also successful in Washington, the North Sea, and Argentina. 6 out of 7 sea turtles are considered to be endangered. In order to lower sea turtle bycatch rates, a piece of equipment called a TED was created. A TED is a piece of metal framework with bars across it. It was used in the United States on shrimp trawl nets, since shrimp were able to swim past the TED and sea turtles could not fit. This avoided bycatch of such an endangered species with a 97% reduction rate. In order to create the TED, it took about 10 years of testing, but now that it is working, it'll have such a huge impact on the lives of these underwater species. After the United States, the TED was used in Australia and had a 90% decrease in sea turtle bycatch. Before fishermen committed to buying a TED, researchers would allow them to test out the device. The TED became very popular in Australia, and by 1999, 80% of the fishers were using them. They were able to make modifications on the device to personalize them for each fisher. If a fisher wanted to reduce a specific type of bycatch, such as jellyfish bycatch, they had the option to do so. The TED devices became extremely successful and even more popular in Australia than they did in the United States.
What you see here is what's actually occurring underwater. If the ocean was the African savanna and gazelles were tuna, for example, hundreds of elephants, giraffes, and zebras would be swept up in the process. If people could see these ocean creatures the same way we see these animals, no one would allow bycatch to take place.
Overfishing and bycatch affect our planet and sea creatures in more ways than we think. We need to be more conscious on how much we're fishing and what we're using to catch our prey. Next time you're shopping around for fish at the supermarket, think about what other fish you're choosing too.